The story of Noah and his colossal ark has been one of humanity's most recognizable legends for millennia. Variants appear in sacred texts of several faiths, the Bible, the Quran, as well as in ancient Sumerian and Mesopotamian sources, such as the Epic of Gilgamesh and the Akkadian Atra-Hassasiz. In every version, Noah, or his analog, is commanded by a deity to build a giant vessel that will preserve his family and the animal world from a cataclysmic flood. But could a real event lie behind the myth? Scholars have wrestled with that question for centuries. The first puzzle: could a literal worldwide flood truly have occurred? Geological and archaeological evidence shows that, in antiquity, Earth endured disasters big enough to inspire such legends. Hello and welcome to History Night. Before we dive in, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss our next video. One of the theory is the so-called Black Sea Flood. Roughly 7,600 years ago, Mediterranean waters surged into the Black Sea, raising its level dramatically and drowning coastal settlements. The ruins of those ancient villages, now on the seafloor, testify to the scale of the calamity. Another possible source of the legend is the rapid sea level rise that followed the end of the last ice age about 12,000 years ago. As glaciers melted, the ocean reclaimed low-lying land. For coastal peoples, the encroaching water likely felt like the end of the world, and stories of the Great Water took on sacred meaning. Some researchers push the flood timeline back even further, to a cosmic cataclysm at the very end of the Ice Age. In Magicians of the Gods, 2015, British writer-journalist Graham Hancock revives the controversial Younger Dryas impact hypothesis, painting an apocalyptic scene. A rain of fire from the heavens turned ice to steam and forests to charcoal. Around 12,800 years ago, Hancock argues, a swarm of cometary fragments plowed into the 2-kilometer-thick Laurentide ice sheet that covered much of North America and Greenland. The impacts would have released energy equivalent to millions of Hiroshima bombs, triggering vast firestorms that scorched entire continents. Instant meltwater floods as superheated ice burst into torrents, carving out channels like the chasm of the channeled Scablands in today's Washington state. A sudden climate whiplash, the Younger Dryas cold snap, that plunged global temperatures back to near glacial conditions for more than 1,000 years. If even part of Hancock's scenario is correct, humanity's collective memory of a world-drowning flood may trace back not merely to rising seas, but to a night when the sky itself fell, searing ice, land, and life in a single, unforgettable conflagration. The ark itself is no less intriguing. According to the Bible, it was a wooden vessel, roughly 137 meters long, 22 meters wide, and 13 meters high, about the size of a mid-20th century ocean liner. Even today, building such a giant from timber alone would be a daunting feat. Modern computer simulations suggest that a ship of that size and material could snap in heavy seas. Next comes the animal puzzle. Earth is home to millions of species. Even a cautious sampling would mean caring for hundreds, perhaps thousands of animals, each needing food, water, and fresh air. Biologists estimate that sustaining such a menagerie would require resources closer to those of a modern cruise ship than to what a small prehistoric family could provide. It is worth remembering that the rescue ship motif predates the Bible. In the Sumerian Epic of Gilgamesh, the hero Utnapishtim also receives divine orders to build a vessel to survive a flood. That link suggests the biblical account may be a later retelling of an older story. Yet the real power of Noah's tale does not rest on historical accuracy. The story speaks of faith, courage, and humanity's ability to find hope when nature's fury seems unstoppable. The flood embodies destructive chaos. The ark represents our collective will to endure and rebuild. What about you? Do you see Noah's flood as pure myth or as the echo of a real ancient catastrophe? Share your thoughts in the comments below.